Hi friends, I hope you guys have gone through the previous video on the introduction to part design in CATIA. In this video we are going to learn a few more new tools in CATIA on how to create different shapes using the part design module. We learned in the previous video we learned how to create a sketch using the sketch tool in the part design module, and how to create a solid part using the pad feature of CATIA. So we will learn one more new feature, and also some other tools in the sketching. In the previous video I didn't explain how to change the units of your design. So in order to change the units, what you have to do is go to Tools on the menu bar, and go to Options. So in this menu you can select under General tab, you can select Parameters and Measurement, and here you find the Units tab. So select the units, and here you can select different magnitudes such as length, angle, time, and also the units of these magnitudes are mentioned on the right side on the second column. So if you want to change the unit of length, just click on the length, and below there's a drop down menu. Select that and select the unit that you need. So here you'll find different units of length: millimeters, meter, centimeter, kilometer, inch, foot, etc. Let's keep this in millimeters for now. So if you want to change, just select that unit and click on OK button. So your sketch and every part design and other features will appear in the units inch. So for now, let's keep it in millimeters. Click OK. Right, so let's create a different shape today using a different tool in the sketch window. So we can go ahead and select the sketch, and select one of the three planes. So for now, now I'm going to create a profile, something other than rectangle. We created a rectangle in the previous video, so let's create something else in this. So I'm using a different tool. So last time we used the rectangle tool over here. So if you look at the tool above the rectangle tool, you can see the profile tool. So select profile tool. So profile tool lets you create continuous lines, continuous straight lines in your sketch. So if I create the sketch like this, just click on the endpoints. Don't click and drag, just click on the endpoints of the lines. Click and release. So now I have created the shape that I need. I have just created an L shape here, and I have made sure that the sketch is closed by clicking at the start point. So I have made sure that the last line ends at the starting point of the profile. So if you look at the sketch, you can see that it is white color. So we haven't input any dimensions for the profile. So let's input the dimensions here. So let's click on the constraint tool and select the line. So the dimension will appear here. So just place it by clicking on anywhere you want. So just place it here. Again, click on constraint. So you can do this continuously by double clicking on the constraint, so that you don't need to click here, click on the constraint, come back to click on the line, again go back to the constraint tool. You don't have to do that. You can just double click on the constraint tool and just select the lines. Go ahead and select or click on the lines continuously. So if you look at here, the color of the sketch has changed to purple. That means I have over constrained my sketch. So as I explained in my previous video, you have to make sure the sketch is not over constrained. So here the height is already mentioned here. This is 60, and this here is 40, and this is 20. So this, if this is 40, it is already understood that this is 20. So we don't have to mention this 20 again. You can do it either way. Either you can give this 40 and 20 and delete the 60. So that's one thing you need to keep in mind. So just go ahead and delete one of them. Select it and delete. I have to deactivate the constraint icon before that. So make sure I just press the escape button on your keyboard. So I'm going to delete the 50 here, as this is 20 and this is 30, so it's already understood that this will be 50. So so now what we have to do is, if you look at the sketch, you can see that it's still white color. If you have completely constrained the sketch, it should turn green. So the problem is we need to fix the location of the sketch. We need to mention the distance from the axis towards the sketch. So that's why it is still white color. If you click and drag on the sketch, just left click on any of the line and just drag the sketch, you can see that it just moves around in the workspace. So so that means you have to fix the sketch with respect to the axis over here, with respect to the vertical or the horizontal axis. For that, we can again use the constraint tool. Select the constraint, and what you have to do is click on the vertical axis, left click on the vertical axis, and just click on the vertical line. So now you can input the distance between these two over here. So in the same way, do this for the horizontal line, any of the horizontal line here. Now if you look at your sketch, it has turned completely green. That means I have completely constrained the sketch. So what we are doing is we are fixing the location of the sketch in this coordinate system. So if you delete one of these, let's delete this 35, and now if you click and drag on the sketch, you can see that it won't move in the horizontal direction, because I have fixed the distance from the vertical axis to this line as 40. So that will be fixed in that at that location, but it is not fixed in this direction. So that's why it is moving in the vertical direction. So I just need to input the distance between this line and this horizontal axis. So I can also input this distance from the horizontal axis between this line or this line. So you can choose whichever is convenient. So now I have completely constrained the sketch. I can go ahead and exit to create a part using this sketch. So now I need to explain one more thing. In the previous video, I created the sketch from the origin. So whenever you create or start from the origin, start your sketch from the origin, the CATIA automatically assigns that the sketch is located right at the origin. So I don't need to uh, separately input the distance between the vertical and horizontal axis to the sketch. So it automatically assigns that the sketch is fixed at the origin. So in that way I can save some time without constraining them separately. So that's one thing that you should keep in mind, so that will save you a lot of time as well. So now let's go ahead and pad this and create a part. So this is the sketch we have created. So to create the pad, just click on the pad tool and enter the length that you need to pad. There is no selection here. I have to select the profile. Select the profile. Now if I rotate it, I can see that to look like this. So if I increase the length 50, you can again see that the sketch will be padded to a length of 50 millimeters. So click on preview. Okay, that's it. So we have created another shape here. So if you want to so now let's see one more tool in this tutorial. If you want to create a hole, or want to remove some material from this part that you have created, you can use a tool called pocket. It's right below the pad tool. It's called the pocket tool. So if you want to use the pocket tool, it's just like the pad tool. So whenever you use the pad tool, you are projecting or extruding the sketch that you are creating, and adds material. In this case, when you create a sketch and use the pocket tool, it will remove the material. So first you need to create a sketch for that. So and another thing is that now I don't need to create a sketch by selecting these planes. I can directly selecting the surface of this part I have created and create the sketch on that plane. So I'll show you that. Just click on the sketch and select one of these planes. Let's say we need to create a pocket on this surface, on this part of the body of the solid. So just select that. Now we are in that plane. So let's create a rectangle, and now constrain that rectangle. And we need to fix the location of the rectangle. So here you don't need to view the distance between the axis and the sketch. We can use the edges of the part that we have created to fix the location of the sketch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this edge of the part and select this line. So now, so that line is fixed in that position. And now let's select constrain again and give the distance between the vertical line and this edge of the part. So now that is also fixed in position. So now you can see that you have completely constrained we have completely constrained the sketch. So I can go ahead and exit the workbench. So that's the sketch we have created. Now we are going to create a pocket in that shape. So go ahead and select the pocket tool. So if you look at the menu, you will notice that it is just like the pad pad definition menu. So if you enter, there's no selection here. I have to select the profile. So select the sketch you have created. Select it. Now if you enter the distance, here the distance, I think we gave it as 20. So let's enter 20. So now you can see that it will be created up to this side. So if I click on preview, you can see the pocket is created in this shape. So if you click on OK, now we have removed the material from there. So you can always create different shapes, different sketches to create this pad and pocket features. So and one thing you need to keep in mind is that whatever you create or whatever features that you use in CATIA, it will show up in the specification tree. So here we have created one pad feature, that's this pad, and there is one pocket feature, that's here. So, and if you open them, just click on the plus sign. If you open, you can also see the corresponding sketches of those features. So if you want to edit it again, just double click on them. So we can edit the sketch. Exit workbench, double click. We will be able to edit that, edit those sketches. So always keep track of the specification tree on the left side. So and now, and one more thing, in your sketch, make sure there is no lines in between or any open ends in your sketch. The sketch should be a single line closed sketch in order for you to create a pad or pocket feature. So let's say if there is another line in between this sketch. Now if you exit the workbench, you will see that there is an error, and it mentions the specified profile contains several open contours or some geometry used for constraint. So we have to delete those unwanted lines or any open ends in your sketch. Here the problem is created by this line, so let's just delete them. Select that line and click on or press the delete button. That's it, and exit workbench. So that's how you create the use the pad feature and pocket feature in CATIA. So if you are done, you can save it as a part file. So when you save it, you will be able to save it as cat part. The part files will be saved as cat part in CATIA. There are other formats as well. So for now, let's just save it as cat part. Click on yes. That's it. So that's it for this video, and I will post more details. I will go through more details of this sketching and part design in the next video.